For more on this now, we want to bring in two of our favorite people, often with different ways of looking at things. That's why we like chatting with them. Former Democratic Press Secretary Rochelle Ritchie and former member of the Republican National Committee, Pat Brady. Rochelle, let's start with you. Is this a problem with one person or a problem with the league?
I think it's a problem with the league and everybody that works for the league behind the scenes. When I was listening to Ken's interview, I'm thinking to myself, you know, this is an email exchange that happened between Gruden and another person that they're sort of looking at. But anyone that was on that email thread or anyone that heard him speak this way is complicit in this. The fact that it's 7 years of this, he didn't just do this in the last week. And I think the only reason that he was actually let go is because it was exposed in the press. I do not think that he would have been let go if they were able to keep it under wraps and not have the press come out and report about it. And they knew it was going to come out because I want to think that the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times would do their journalistic duty to ask them if they want to comment before they release their story. So they knew that this was coming out, and that's literally the reason why I think they fired him.
Pat, I was taken by his apology, which said, "I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt anyone." And to Ken's point, he basically hurt everyone. I mean, he ran the gamut. Women, blacks, gays, it was all encompassing.
It's horrible. And I know it's only 7 years ago, but it's been a long time that we've been moving towards a corporate compliance program that requires that this stuff is outlawed. You can't do it. And you got to look at Goodell at this point. What have you been doing? There have been so many screw-ups in the NFL with the PR component of it and how they manage the players. I know it's difficult, but where was he? He's in charge. And when you do corporate compliance work on these issues, as you know, it starts at the top. And even though they're only 7 years ago, that is bad management at the top, I think. And another thing, these big corporate entities, NFL teams, are intertwined with governments, local governments and state governments and federal governments. Where the elected officials in this country stand up saying the NFL's got to clean up its shop, or maybe these deals aren't going to be so sweet for some of these owners.
Well, they've kind of made it okay. I mean, we saw Colin Kaepernick, we saw him get blackballed, and then we saw Goodell turn around and actually proudly announce that there was a new policy where they were going to fine players that were protesting on the field against police brutality because they didn't want the NFL to appear unpatriotic. That is sort of giving permission for this sort of language and this sort of behavior to happen. And you have to ask yourself, how did this transfer and how did his opinions on black people and LGBTQ plus and women, how did that translate into his leadership on the field? How was he making decisions when it came to the team? Because he does actually, there's a gay player on the Las Vegas Raiders. I can't recall his name. Maybe you guys can. Yeah. But he's on the team. Was he not given opportunities because of his sexual preference?
Yeah, Carl Nassib, and he actually posted to, I think it was Instagram when he came out. There it is right there. You can see it. Rochelle, let me continue on that. Is there a statute of limitations on stupidity?
You know, no, there's not. There's absolutely not. But this is the problem, is that the NFL and other organizations have tried to fix their issues of racism and sexism by hiring Jay-Z, by having great commercials. But when it is a culture, it's just like police brutality. You have to change the culture. You have to change the practice. If you don't do that, it's just going to continue.
Yeah. Pat, is every offense a death penalty, though? That's another question. And again, I'm not saying that anything he said or did was right, but I think if we step back and look at some of these issues, you might say, okay, is your worst moment, and there were 7 years of them for him, but in a different case, for example, where are the boundaries? How do we draw them?
Yeah, we probably go, and there's some cases where this comes up and you're like, okay, not death penalty, this is bad conduct. But you would think that there would be a mechanism within the NFL once you catch this once and say, you got to cut this out. We're going to go to do some training, and you're going to realize the importance of what you're doing or the impact it has. And then if not, they're gone. That being said, this stuff is horrible. And this stuff about the way they were doling out the settlement, that is horrible, horrible conduct.
Well,
it's because he said about Goodell. Let's really be honest.
You think so? I mean...
It's because he said these things about Roger Goodell. Like if he did not mention or have any insults towards Roger, where Roger would be embarrassed by these comments coming out in the press. I mean, this is just a cover up. They've swept this under the rug for a long time.
I'd like to know who's really pulling the strings in that league, though. Is it Goodell or is it the owners?
It's the owners. Did you see Jerry Jones' comments? The owner of the Dallas Cowboys pretty much came out and said, Gruden is a really great guy. I've known him for a long time. He's done a great stuff for the NFL and this and that. Completely ignored the fact that this man was just caught being racist, sexist, and homophobic.
And 650,000 emails that they're looking
Still
at.
to come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's going to be.
And you have a league with emblazoned in the end zone, standing up to racism, and then you have arguably one of the most famous coaches, with emails with this kind of language in it. Final thoughts before we go.
I guess my final thought would literally be this is just reactionary, and that's the problem when it comes to how we solve these issues of all the isms in the world. We cannot be reactionary because we don't want to be embarrassed. We have to be proactive in addressing these issues. It shouldn't take, these emails coming out for you to do something. It shouldn't take Black people being killed and Kaepernick taking a knee. It shouldn't take an NFL player having a concussion in order for you to recognize, we have some racist policies when it comes to helping them. Be proactive in your activism, I guess you could say.
Pat.
I agree with Rochelle.
It was well said.
Very well said.
All right, that is Rochelle and Pat. Thank you very much. Always great to have you both.
Thanks.